Thank you, everyone, for being here this afternoon. This is a really critical time along our coastline. And as the councilwoman for one of two coastal districts in the city of Los Angeles, and as a member of the local Venice community, I am here to ask for your help and to raise awareness about the crisis that is taking place along our beaches and our coast. Hundreds of sea lions in our local area have been impacted by domoic acid, a dangerous neurotoxin produced by large algae blooms. This is one of the largest blooms that we have ever seen in our local waters. I have personally witnessed what happens when sea lions are in distress. It's a heart-wrenching sight. These normally vibrant creatures have seizures, they become lethargic and confused, and then they often struggle to just move. The sea lions are in need of a place to rest, and thankfully, the Marine Mammal Care Center, in partnership with Supervisor Holly Mitchell and her team, and me and my team, and the County Department of Beaches and Harbors, have established a temporary care facility to provide space and care for the most critically sick sea lions. That rehabilitation area is what you see just behind us. I'd like to introduce you now to Gary Jones, the Director of LA County Department of Beaches and Harbors. The county paid for and did all of the physical work of setting up this local sea pen for our sea lions. Gary, I would love to have you come and say a few words about your team's efforts.
Thank you, Councilwoman Park. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the Director of LA County Department of Beaches and Harbors, Gary Jones, and we are responsible for the maintenance and general operations of this beach and others along LA County's 72-mile coastline. Our crews have seen firsthand the effects of domoic acid toxicity on local marine mammals, and we knew the county needed to respond. 2 weeks ago, Los Angeles County Supervisor Holly Mitchell immediately green-lighted our emergency efforts to help the Marine Mammal Care Center, and within 48 hours, we were able to provide this temporary facility for their patients to rest and recuperate. Since then, Supervisor Mitchell and her staff have continued to ensure that the county resources are available to combat this crisis on our coast and support the heroic efforts of the Marine Mammal Care Center and their volunteers as they respond to the overwhelming numbers of stranded sea lions. Supervisor Mitchell provided additional security for the facility on the 4th of July, and her staff helped us create a more visible barrier at the sea pen to deter beachgoers from the area. We're continuing to work closely with her office and other LA County departments until this issue is resolved. I know the Department of Animal Care and Control has been using its connections to make sure the Marine Mammal Care Center has the support it needs. And we've been working with Animal Care to remind beachgoers what they should do if they encounter a stranded animal. 1, stay away, and 2, call the Marine Mammal Care Center. We at the Department of Beaches and Harbors are proud to assist the Marine Mammal Care Center in its efforts to rescue these marine mammals. We're grateful for the support of Councilmember Parks in helping to rally the community, especially these wonderful neighbors here, to volunteer at this site. They have welcomed the short-term care facility with open arms. But as others have mentioned, you don't need to live on the Marina Peninsula to help sea lions in need. Programs like the Pinniped Patrol from the Marine Mammal Care Center and the Aquarium of the Pacific are looking for volunteers and others to support. I encourage you to reach out to them for more information, and I thank you again for your attendance this afternoon and helping us care for our coast. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary, for your commitment to caring for our precious coastline and our marine habitat all year long, and for your very quick response in addressing the current crisis. So now allow me to introduce another critical figure in this emergency, John Warner. John is the CEO of the Marine Mammals Care Center, and John and his team have been working tirelessly to help these sea lions who need medical care, and they've been actively involved setting up volunteers to help us keep these animals safe. So with that, John, I'd like you to say a few words about what's happening and the work that the Marine Mammal Care Center is doing to help us address this crisis. John.
Thanks to all of you for coming out and helping to spread the word about what we're seeing with our marine mammals and our ocean at the moment. I want to start by making an observation. I'm newly transplanted here to Southern California from Northern California, and I want to say government works really quickly down here. It's responsive, it's caring, and can be activated on a dime. I know not everyone thinks that sometimes about government, but the government down here, everyone should feel very proud of. The neighborhood, amazing supporters of what we're doing here behind me here with the Sea Lion Resting Zone. So I want to thank our county partners, our city partners, our beach and harbor partners, Supervisor Mitchell's office, Supervisor Hahn, and of course, Councilwoman Park. Amazingly responsive and caring individuals running a government agency that cares deeply about the ocean environment and the marine mammals, as well as, of course, all of the people who come to the beaches from all over the world here in Southern California and the safety of them as well. So what is occurring? Well, the largest algal bloom, toxic algal bloom on record is occurring off the coast of Southern California, Central and Southern California right now. It started at the end of May. Here in Los Angeles County, we started seeing the effects that it had on marine life in the first week of June. Towards the end of June, what we would normally have in terms of marine mammal patients in a year other than this is around 20 patients at our center. And we were at max capacity, having filled up with over 100 patients by the end of June, with 1,000 calls in just 2 weeks coming into our hotline reporting marine mammals in distress. That's when I started calling our partners in the county, at the city level, beaches and harbor, to say we can't rescue any more animals. And that is a problem not only for the marine mammals, but it is a safety issue for people on the beaches. That's at the same time when we rallied volunteers from all over Los Angeles to help to cordon off animals that wouldn't be able to be rescued at the moment and brought into our hospital. To help educate people who were deeply concerned. These are members of the public that were seeing animals seize, foam at the mouth. All of these are symptoms of domoic acid poisoning in marine mammals. So these are hundreds of animals that are stranding on a weekly basis here in Los Angeles. Thousands of people witnessing the struggles of these animals on the beaches, and calls coming in at volumes that we weren't able to respond to for animals that we weren't able to rescue because our hospital was full. And so within 3 days of working with our county city partners, with Councilwoman Park, with Supervisor Mitchell, we established what you see behind me, which is a resting zone for sea lions. That's the first time this has ever been done. It's the first time we had a county work with us to do something like this. And it's the first time our partners at NOAA had such a request from any county within the United States for such a thing, because the numbers were overwhelming and because Los Angeles is unique in that sea lions do come out on beaches. So I do want people to know that it is normal for sea lions to come on the sand, warm themselves up, sit in the sun, and just rest. What isn't normal is that there are really no places in Los Angeles County for animals to do so without throngs of people around them. That then is not something sea lions tend to want to do, but when they're sick, they have no choice. So that's what we've been experiencing. The area behind us is a 50 by 50 square foot fenced in area that allows the animals a place to rest, and as of a week ago allows us to provide some medical assistance to those animals. So we now have a vet overseeing this site full-time, delivering fluids to help wash out the toxin so animals can survive this. I know that's another question. They need fluids, they need rest, they need an environment that's peaceful for them to be able to have a stress-free environment. To reduce the seizures, we provide anti-seizure medications under the supervision of our vet, and lots of hydration. That allows them a solid chance at being able to return to their ocean home. When we're able to bring them into the hospital early, when this is occurring, we can have very successful treatments in the 60 to 90% survival rate. That gives them a second chance at a life and returning back, of course, to the ocean. What we're seeing now is the bloom is still here. It's still heavily concentrated off of Southern California. So even the animals that are recovering at our hospital and could be released, we don't want to send back until that bloom is gone. That's another reason why we still have animals here at the resting zone, and we'll bring them into the hospital just as soon as space becomes available. What do we need? Well, there's two things that we need, at least at the Marine Mammal Care Center. And that is more resources to continue to provide care for the animals still stranding on the beaches and still at our hospital receiving care. The community has really rallied, and we appreciate all of the volunteer support as well as the donations, and can use more of both. marinemammalcare.org/donate or marinemammalcare.org/volunteer is where we'd like everyone to go if they can provide help in the form of financial resources or volunteer support. The second thing is this event that we saw in this algal bloom that we're still experiencing used to be called by NOAA an unusual mortality event. At the beginning of this year, NOAA changed the name. It's just called a mortality event. That's because these are no longer unusual, and they are predicted to be reoccurring with more frequency and more virility as we move into the future. We want to be prepared. These animals can recover if treated on time. What it requires is more capacity, a larger hospital facility, and more personnel. It's all a resource issue. So we look forward to working with all of our partners in philanthropy, the government level, to do just that, to make sure that we can care for all animals that strand in Los Angeles County in a timely manner.